Paul, good morning, welcome to B4.
Thank you very much.
So you've just taken over as MD in the recent past few months, is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. Well, I'm 6 months in now.
Right, okay.
It's been a very busy 6 months. The first month I think was quite tough, and it was going from a sort of operational role to a more strategic role. I found quite challenging, but suddenly the penny dropped and it's been brilliant. The staff, for me, it's all about the staff. The staff are fantastic.
So a bit of context, you've been at Finders Keepers for some considerable time. It's not a new role for you.
No, I was 24 when I joined, 1991, and I've pretty much managed all of the offices. So Witney office, the Abingdon office. I started in the North Oxford office. I then in 2007 set up the Bicester office, which has flown along. There's been so much development in Bicester. I was up in Banbury, and then I was kind of regional director for Finders Keepers before I became managing director in April.
And you had your annual property intelligence meeting last night at Keble College?
Yeah, we did, which was fantastic. That's the 9th one. We started doing them 2009, and they are great. And it's to bring, we had 4 speakers last night, and it was covering different topics. Who should be investing? We had tax advisors there. We had somebody from Property Investor News, Dr. Caroline Livingstone, she was there from Harwell and Cullum. Fascinating to learn. I mean, they've got sort of 8,000 plus jobs. You know, we should all be buying investment properties in South Oxfordshire.
Yeah.
And then my colleague Maxine Allington, who heads up our Inspired Investment Division, and brilliant, you know, and she was giving some really good examples of properties that she's bought for investors. There was one that she gave in the Lion Brewery, and it was for sale at £1 million. She managed to secure it for 695,000. First viewing, we let it, £2,500 a month. Great. Fantastic. Landlord's delighted.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But housing, obviously, there is a massive issue with housing generally in Oxfordshire. And how do you see the market evolving with lack of stock for you guys and for the working population?
Well, interestingly for us, we're finding that a lot of people have been struggling to sell over the summer, and the properties are tending to flood back onto the rental market. So actually, we've got quite a lot of stock at the moment. And for us, it's interesting to see that quite a lot of people who are renting in North Oxford are now sort of moving out, and they're renting in the villages. You get a lot more money, property for your money. And we're finding a lot of people are moving into areas like Bicester, where rents are 25% less, and it's a 10-15 minute commute into Oxford. So it's perfect. It's kind of win-win.
Other than the transport, which obviously adds to that particular issue.
No, that's very true. I mean, we're finding that the trains are very good. The M40 is very good. We find a lot of people are commuting north towards Banbury, you know, maybe working for Jaguar Land Rover, or they're coming down into Oxford like me and have to commute in. It's an early start in the morning. It's better to kind of get in early and miss the traffic, you know, but the traffic isn't easy.
And talking about challenges, obviously in your particular industry, new lettings regulations coming into force. How do you see that impacting on your particular sector? Yeah,
there's been a raft of legislation that's been coming in, and we're very aware that the tenant fee ban will come in next year. I think that's a good thing, you know. And they're still actually finalising the tenant fee ban. It's going through the government at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see how that impacts on us. And there's been loads of really good stuff, though. You know, the energy performance certificates, they now you have to be band E or above, which is great. You know, the smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors, there's right to rent, there's all sorts of things that's going on. But I think it's good for the industry. I think also professionalising the industry and having people qualified. I mean, we've got 105 staff. 90% of them are professionally qualified, and that's what you need. You need, you know, a professional organisation. They need to have clients' accounts. They need to be bonded. That, you know, we're with the property ombudsman, and all these things are really important to protect the customers.
And you referenced your staff when we were talking off camera about how your staff are helping with innovation in the business and how you've split into 4 different teams. Could you expand a bit more on how your employees are helping Finders Keepers innovate?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we started with a blank piece of paper and we set up 4 working teams. And the 4 teams are working on different areas to bring together all the ideas from the staff. We can then prioritise the ideas, work out what we want to adopt and what we don't. And that will form our business plan going forward for the next few years. So that's fantastic. So that's sort of innovation and IT, that's kind of growth of the business, it's customer and brand. and it's the people, and it's all about the people and the culture of Finders Keepers. I mean, we have some very core values, and that's so important for us. So, you know, that's being expert, being dynamic, being scrupulous, and those are all kind of things that all of the staff focus on all of the time to make sure we are a step ahead of the rest.
And in terms of visibility, Finders Keepers have always been very high profile in the local community and what you do with charities. You've got some exciting plans coming forward in that vein as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we do client events across the whole year, and we've done everything from the sort of Playhouse and the Sheldonian. We've got 2 coming up shortly. We've got the tour of the mini plant, which is great, so that'll be interesting to see. And that's been so oversubscribed, we've had to kind of double the ticket allocation on that. We've also got the charity shoot coming up as well, and that's for people really who have never shot before, and it's quite good fun. It's not expensive. Some of the money goes to charity. We're raising charity for its cancer research this time, and it's just an opportunity for people to try something they've not tried before and see if they enjoy it. You know, I did. I loved it, and I kind of took it up as a hobby, and now my wife kind of tries to rein me in because it's kind of 3 times a week. It's a very competitive sport and very addictive.
Brilliant. Well, it sounds good fun at Finders Keepers. I'm sure there's a lot of hard work to come in the future. Good to meet you, and good luck for the future.